in a place I hate it. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do when I'm stuck inside you? This cell of ice and fire, what blood red death, lost in desire, smell of life.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back once again to the Whole Damn Enchilada podcast. Rick Paulton, Ryan Inman, not in the house, over that way. That way. On remote from his new pad. So doing things a little different with the remote broadcast. We never did this, so hopefully this doesn't totally suck. Tonight we are here to review Adam Marcus's 2018 film Secret Santa, hence the Christmas hat. Ryan didn't wear his Christmas stuff. I said, look at this guy. This guy is not in the Christmas spirit. I got my Christmas Friday the 13th shirt. I got the fucking elf over here. Oh, what's up?
I'm a big Scrooge, man.
I see. Fucking Christmas, Jared says. Yeah, he's not a big Christmas fan, Jared. I was on his podcast earlier today. I had to pinch hit for Brian. Brian had some shit going on, and they needed to record, so they're out by Monday because they got a streak going where they haven't missed a week yet, and for almost a year. Michaela thinks the elf is funny. Yeah, it was the idea. It's supposed to be there. It's for laughs. All right. Hold on 1 second, please. Interruptions. Alrighty then, fucking people. So, how are things going this week?
Busy.
Very busy. Yeah, new promotion, more work, moving.
Another new store again this week.
Yeah, but this is the permanent one now. You should be there for forever, right?
Yeah,
or for the duration.
Foreseeable future.
Don't
say that forever word, man. That
forever.
Oh, no squint. No more squints. No, man. Like, good thing is though, I punched in today at 39 hours, so an hour into my shift today it was OT, baby.
Nice. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Oh yeah. 10 hours today, so yeah.
Hell yeah. I called off work because I think some of them hillbillies at the Incarceration Festival gave me the COVID. I got some breathing problems going on and things. What's up, Laura? Laura in the house. Hello. Yeah. So but I still did a bunch of shit. I didn't rest, and I got to work tomorrow because I'm out of overtime and life sucks. But I work by myself, so I don't have to worry about affecting other people as long as I don't spit on people's money.
I caught COVID at a concert last year too. One that you took me to.
I probably gave it to you because I didn't know I had it because my wife tested negative. Adam says we're watching y'all on YouTube. Thank you, Adam Marcus, the director of the flick, is watching. All right, awesome. Yeah, him and his wife, she's sick too. So I tried to get them to come on, but they're sick, so they're going to watch from bed, and they'll be in the comments and reading the comments. So if anybody has seen the movie this week besides you?
Me.
Oh man,
we have something.
I showed it to at least 5 people, and they fucking laughed their asses off. But we'll get into.
Yeah, Adam and I have something in common then too, because my lady is sick in bed as well right now.
Everybody's sick.
I actually asked her if she wanted to do a run-in because she watched the movie with me last night.
Oh yeah, that'd be great if she ends up getting up. No, if she's that sick. Okay. Well, we're gonna get Ricky on, I think, for a little Ricky reviews movies for a couple minutes in a little bit. He says hi, Adam. Let's see, put that up there. Boop.
Yeah,
Ricky. Alrighty then. So,
that's Ricky's friend, Adam Marcus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. And did you were you able to watch the special features on the disc?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's definitely a must. But
I'm going to watch them after the review.
Right on.
But I didn't want to let that cloud
your judgment of the movie. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why I haven't jumped in on any of this stuff when Adam was on yet.
Yeah.
Because you know how I am. Same when you interviewed Bobby Heckman. I didn't want to speak to the man until I did the review of his movie.
All right. I warned him that you have strong feelings towards Jason Goes to Hell, to say the very least.
Well, we haven't reviewed that one yet.
No, we haven't, but we don't need to. I mean, we will review it, but I don't need to review it to know how you feel about it.
See, here's the thing about that. I wouldn't mind speaking to him before we review that, because I've been familiar with that film for 30 years now. My opinion's not going to change.
You're right. So what we'll try to do is after this, I'll shoot him a message and see, have him get back to us if and when he has time. Maybe we can have him on for that. Because he knows how polarizing that is.
Million questions about that movie.
Yeah, and I'm really interested in the documentary that's coming out that he filmed for that.
Me too.
It should be coming out real soon.
I actually am in
Hearts of Darkness. Adam, if you're listening and you want to chime in the comments, and if you got any update on when that might come out, that'd be awesome. So, you want to just get into the meat of the matter, the reason we're here? Are we going to do it like we usually do it when you're here, or how you want to do this?
Yeah, but I figure you take the lead on this one since I've only watched it once. So.
Yeah, but I don't have notes. That way.
I have notes, but they're minimal.
Minimal? Okay. All right, so I will do my best then. Usually you have like the rundown of the way things are going to go.
See, so, I do kind of have that, but it's in my phone, and I'm kind of using my phone right now.
Right, I get it. Yeah, damn it. So we got to get you a computer or a laptop or some shit like that.
I have one. It's just not here.
All right, so we will freestyle, and we're doing the soundtrack and color timing, and then we're done. Coming soon. That's from Adam.
Nice.
But I don't know why I can't put that up there, because his comments are popping through on my Facebook, but not on the feed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because he's probably on my. He might be messaging me on Facebook, but
he might.
Nevertheless, but yeah, I'll just read his comments. He says we're doing the soundtrack and color timing, and then we're done. Coming soon, and that is awesome. Really looking forward to that. So with this movie, came out in 2018, and it was directed by Adam Marcus. And one of the biggest names that you'll recognize is, what the fuck is his name? Robert, the guy that did all the special effects. I don't have his name written down, but he did special effects for literally everything. Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah, he was messaging me. Okay.
Makes sense then.
I am going to go to the IMDb page. God damn it. But yeah, this guy, like, if you look at his IMDb credits, the dude that did the special effects, it's just insane. I want to say Kurtzman. Does that sound right to you?
Kurtzman?
Yeah. That sound like a guy that might have did something like this?
First name?
Robert.
Robert Kurtzman? Maybe.
It is. Robert Kurtzman. Bob Kurtzman. He did he did special effects for literally, oh my God, everything. From Dusk Till, a lot of Wes Craven stuff. From Dusk Till Dawn, Wishmaster, some Friday, Jason Goes to Hell, Dr. Sleep, you name it, dude. Jay and Silent Bob, he did some stuff for Kevin Smith, a couple movies with him. Dude is a great special effects guy. I mean, I thought so.
So those some of those are some pretty big movies too, man, and not even necessarily horror. So
yeah. He's been around forever, and he's done stuff. He did Tusk, if you remember. Have you seen Tusk?
I have not.
That's a borderline horror movie. I guess it is a horror movie. That's a Kevin Smith thing. We should check that out. Maybe review that. I thought it was fucking fantastic. A lot of people hate it. He did Yoga Hosers for Kevin Smith. He did Texas Chainsaw.
Okay. So what you're saying is this guy has a real job.
Oh no, this guy's easily the most accomplished person that's credited here. And obviously Adam knows him from, he did Jason Goes to Hell with him.
Yeah.
And I thought he did a fantastic job with the practical effects. This was all practical effects. This movie was shot with a $38,000 budget, which is, it's nothing, in a Hollywood movie. And most of the actors and actresses were from his school, Skeleton Crew Productions. Skeleton Crew Productions. All right, right on. And now we're caught up.
No,
and
I noticed a lot of the actors in this film are in some of his other films. Yeah,
some of his other stuff. Yep, absolutely. I wrote down all the actors' names and how many credits that they had, and if anything stuck out, I made a note of that. So when when the movie first starts, we have Kyle and his uncle, whose name I don't have. Look at that. I'm so ill prepared. Curtis Fortier, maybe?
Starts with a C.
Yeah, Curtis Fortier. I didn't put the name that he played in that movie. He has 34 things. And then Kyle, I think, really stood out in this.
Yeah. Well, I knew who he was.
He's a stand-up comedian, and one of his stand-up specials, I think, was called "Did I Stutter?" So that leads me to believe that the stutter was a real thing.
Yeah, he really does stutter. That's
yeah.
true.
Which honestly, I mean, I think really added to his character in this movie.
Yeah, and I was familiar with him because, as you know, some people might or might
Drew
not.
Lynch is his name, and I didn't write who he played in this. He has in 7 other roles.
I'm a huge Howard Stern fan, classic Howard Stern.
Okay.
And Howard Stern went on to be one of the hosts of AGT.
Uncle Carter. See, Adam's in the comments now. He's like, yes, that's him. Oh, see, all kinds of stuff. He's answering all my questions that I was having trouble with. I'm late. He's the K and B, Robert Kurtzman. Alrighty then. But yeah, Uncle Carter and Kyle are driving to this Christmas party where everybody's going into the mountains. And if you watch the behind the scenes, they had a lot of Brian in the house, Immunizer, South Jersey Jason, ho ho ho,
handsome diner guy,
the handsome diner guy himself. So we got celebrities all over the place. So as I was saying, so they were on their way to this dinner party at this house in the mountains. And if you watch the documentary on the Blu-ray, which you didn't get to yet, they had a lot of problems getting up there because of all the snow and cold, and didn't have the right chains on the cars and things like that. And so it was a real trying operation. And again, on the super limited budget, I imagine a lot of that $38,000 was travel and just setting everything up, and just, I mean, it had to be pretty rough, working with such a little amount of money for this movie.
Craft
so we got
service.
What's that?
Craft service.
Yeah. So we're on the you see those two, and then you see next, I believe, is when you see Jackson, played by Nathan Hedrick, and where's his girlfriend? His girlfriend's name was Jacqueline, I imagine. I did a horrible job writing this stuff down. I'm having a hard time reading my own writing.
Your handwriting is really fucking hard.
It is so bad. It is so bad. Michelle Renee Allaire. I will bet dollars to donuts that that's her, because her name is right after Jackson's. And I tried to do this in order. And she was in Adam Marcus's films like Nerd Girls and Conspiracy with Val Kilmer. Yeah. And when we finally get fuck Val Kilmer. When we finally get Adam on, he's got some Val Kilmer stories, let me tell you.
Yeah.
We need to hear.
I don't think we're going to get Val Kilmer on.
No, I don't want to anyway. Fuck that guy.
And if we did, I don't know if he'd have many Adam Marcus stories.
That guy's something else, man. So, but Jackson, he was actually in Hatchet 2, which is yet another guy that was killed by Kane Hodder that was in a previous horror movie. he played the skinless Tony Todd. Tony Todd played Reverend Zombie. You haven't seen any of the Hatchet movies yet, have you?
I think the first one.
Yeah, we got to do those just so we could play a game of how many cameos guys from other horror movies
Kane killed that we know.
Yeah, and that's awesome. But yeah, he did a bunch of voice acting in cartoons and things. So this guy's character, I mean, he everybody in this movie pretty much are pieces of shit. This is the biggest piece of shit family in history, pretty much. They're wild, they're crazy.
And this character takes the cake in that department.
Oh, Jackson? Yeah. Oh yeah, Jackson is over the top.
Just a total degenerate.
Yeah, he is. He is something else. He's getting road on the way there. Brian says, "Damn right." So yeah, he's something else. And then we're introduced to April and her boyfriend Ty. Ty is Michael Rady. He was in 53 different things. A couple big things.
He looked familiar, but I couldn't place him.
He was in J. Edgar, as well as Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants,
and
which is a huge movie. I ain't never seen the motherfucker. All right?
And Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants too.
Oh, you've seen them both?
No, but I saw the credit.
Okay, all right. I was gonna say we can keep that on the down low. We don't got to tell the dozens and dozens of of watchers right now that you're watching Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. I won't let that out.
I legit don't even know what that movie's about.
I just know it's the ultimate chick flick. I have no idea what it's about. I know it made a lot of money and a lot of girls watched it. That's all I know.
Is that a bigger chick flick than like How to Make an American Quilt?
It sounds like right on that same level, man. Right on that same level. But a chick flick, this is not. So,
No.
as I said, we're introduced to Ty and A. Leslie Keys, who's April. Now, she is a character actor from many, many shows: Bones, Animal Kingdom, Criminal Minds, 32 total credits. That's all I wrote down, but there was other stuff, CSI, things like that. So she'd been in a lot of things before. And she is the daughter, sister to Kyle. And she's worried because her mom is a total bitch. I mean, there's no other way to say it. All right, so yeah, I know. She's watching. The mom is actually watching. She's not a bitch. Her character's a bitch, which I'm sure she's proud of. So
that's what she's going for.
Yeah. So she's freaking out, introducing a new boyfriend to the mom. The mom's very judgmental and just has all kinds of issues. So she's very nervous. He's trying to calm her down. And it starts off just like your traditional Hallmark holiday movie, which
with swear words.
I confirmed with Adam Marcus was exactly what he was going for.
Yeah. It basically was like a Hallmark movie with cussing and roadhead.
Yeah, right. So and then it gets batshit crazy. So we're on our way up, and we see them. So we're introduced to those 6 characters, and then finally Ty and April pull up to the house, and we're introduced to Shar, which is Deborah Sullivan, who's Adam Marcus's wife,
Who co-wrote this too?
Who they do everything together. They have like the best thing going ever. Like everything very artistic together. They help each other with everything: writing, directing, producing. And I mean, the dude hit the jackpot with her. So, and I'm sure he knows that.
And I'm gonna save this right off, but I won't say who. One of the two of them did a very good job on this movie.
All right. So where are we at? So they're introduced to her. She's given April the business. Oh, like you've never told me. Michael Rady is a huge Hallmark and Lifetime guy, which made him perfect for the Christmas movie. And Adam says, yes, I did, but I believe he's referring to not your last comment, but to my comment about marrying very well.
Yeah, I dollars to donuts. That's in response to you and not me.
All right. So as I was saying, so we're introduced to her. She's giving her shit because, I can't remember all of your suitors, and like basically putting her out like she's a whore. Who is this guy? She talks about him all the time, So Sherry's just a horrible person. So they come into the house, and usually Ryan does all this stuff, and I just butt in with my opinions. And I did not write a little draft out, so we're doing the best we can to get through this, and hopefully we're not sucking too bad. But so we get introduced to those 6. We arrive at the house. She freaks out because she's late. Introduced to Shari. All right. So when they go in, they show them to their bed, which is bunk bed. She's playing the whole old fashioned thing. You guys aren't married. You're not sleeping in the same bed. And meanwhile, Jackson and his lady are going at it in that bedroom. Kyle shows up, and Penny shows up. Everybody's showing up. We're introduced to Shari's sister, which is Pat Destro, and she was in, again, another character actor in a lot of different things. Grey's, Judging Amy, CSI, and she played Carol, who was Shari's sister. Yeah. And I was really impressed with all the actors in this, to be honest with you. Some more than others. But,
some way more than others. And we'll get into that. We'll ask about like who your favorite was and maybe who your least favorite. We'll get to that. I think 3 really stood out, and they've all been mentioned already. Yeah, I agree. So she has got catering, cooking this dinner all day. They're in a house in the mountains, really rich people, really rich, snobby people.
And every holiday they play a game called Secret Santa, which everybody's heard of. They do it maybe a little different, where they pull names out and give each other presents, and you have to guess who the present came from. And so it's like that. So they're all sitting around the table getting ready to eat. And they're going through the Secret Santa presents, and somebody commented, Kayla, Liam said he's impressed to know they were all really good actors. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's my daughter talking to her friend who's like 8 and probably never seen this movie. See, because he probably doesn't have parents that are as bad as me corrupting their kids. And me and my 10-year-old, 8-year-old just watched this movie earlier today. And like I said, we'll probably get Ricky down here to give a quick little 5-minute dissertation of what he thought of it. And because I corrupt kids with horror. That's what I do.
That was my favorite bit the first time you had Michaela on. She's like, I shouldn't be watching it. You're like, you're a little girl. We watch a movie about dolls together.
Yeah. Child's Play. Yeah, we're watching doll movies. Yeah, she's not into the horror movies as much as him. She does like classic horror movies, though. Like Psycho is one of her favorite movies. So, like, as far as slashers and, like, yeah, stuff like that, she's not really into it. She gets scared. But Ricky loves all that shit. So they're sitting around doing the Secret Santa thing, and the one before back up. The dad shows up out of the blue, right? Oh, and the mom takes everybody's phone because she wants everybody to be Christmas. We don't want, she's trying to pretend she's Mother of the Year, but she really don't give a shit anyway. She don't.
It's more of a control thing.
And it is, yeah, exactly, in an act, just like she acted like she made the fucking turkey.
Right, that adds into this character.
Right. So so the dad shows up because she was invited by April. And so she was invited by April, and Penny, the other daughter, who I mentioned briefly, but I didn't mention her name. It's Ryan Lee Seaton. And I just thought everybody's so fucking good. John Gilbert was the father, and he passed in 2021.
I saw that.
He played Leonard.
Yeah.
And so he is the owner of a pharmaceutical company, which is where all this family's money comes from. They're super rich. Everything, all the money's in pharmacy and
legal drug dealers, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They're worse than the street drug dealers. So he obviously, they're divorced. They don't get along. She's like, Christmas is my holiday. What the fuck are you doing here? And he's like, you know what? Fuck it. Call the police. I don't care. Make a big scene. I don't care. I'm staying. So she finally breaks and invites him in. And then that's when they sit around for the dinner, and everybody's drinking the punch, which will come back later. So everybody's drinking the punch except April, who is an alcoholic. And everyone's giving her, you still think you're an alcoholic and blah, 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 and giving her shit for it, which I thought was crazy because, I mean, you've talked about it on the show. You're a recovering alcoholic yourself.
Yes.
And a lot of people act like it's not a big deal and it's nothing. And, you could just have one drink with friends. But no, that's not the way it works, And people that drink don't really respect that a lot of times. And that was obvious here.
See, I got to be honest. I can't relate too much on a personal level because my support system has been outstanding.
Right.
Everyone, like in my life, including yourself, has just been A+ to me in this whole thing. But I've heard stories about people that are.
Yeah. It's like, so he's just never going to drink again? I'm like, well, hopefully. That's the fucking goal.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
So everybody's sitting around. They're drinking the punch. They're exchanging some gifts. The mother gives Jackson's girlfriend we don't know what's the mother, but we assume they figured out it's the mother. Jackson, a book in French, and the girlfriend some weird looking necklace to cover her tits up, and the Kyle gets up there. Go ahead.
Control thing.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Very controlling.
Yeah.
So Kyle gets up to fix the necklace for her, and there's like little subtle hints about him being gay. And I think by this time we've already been we know he's gay. The way up he's explaining opera, and
the boyfriend of one of the caterers there.
One of the caterers
moment
already seen that
at this point, right?
And yeah, we've already seen that.
Yeah.
So, but his family doesn't know he's gay, and obviously, he doesn't want to come out with that. He's a disappointment to his father though, because he was asking him about like an interview or something. He's like, I know, how'd that go? It's like, great. It's like, no, it didn't, buddy. And again, his dad's probably, none of these people are good people. None of them. Maybe April, but maybe April. Who knows? So they're going back and forth with the different things, and then Ty gets up and he proposes. He pretends like it's April's turn, which April doesn't have a turn because she's the master of ceremonies, right. And he proposes to her, and she, of course, like, hey, man, if you're gonna put up with all this bullshit, then you must really love me. Yes, I'll marry you, which upsets Penny because Penny resents April the most with all of her, she's beautiful. She's the cheerleader. She's popular. And April's fat. Penny's fat. Penny's a fuck up and, all this.
Black sheep.
The black sheep.
Yeah.
Well, but, Penny thought at least, though, that she was daddy's girl and had that going for her, but she found out later that was not necessarily the case either. So just to make life easier, if you've seen the movie, dad owns a drug pharmaceutical thing. Somebody poisons the punch and with the truth serum. So everybody has to tell the truth, and that's what's going on. So everybody that drank the punch. And so people are saying like they're being extra obnoxious because they have no filter. Not that I imagine they would have had much filter to begin with. And then you got Shari telling Penny like you're not eating, she's not drinking. What the fuck's wrong with you? You're still fat as a house and you don't eat. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was a brutal spot.
Oh yeah, and then you see in Penny's eyes because, spoiler alert, she's the one that did this, so she knows her mom is telling the absolute truth. That's really the way she feels. You can read that in her eyes. Also, back up. See, I'm horrible at this. Here, there, whatever. Somebody took everybody's keys and hit them. We've seen that earlier too. I glossed over that. And so nobody can get out of here. Everybody's phones are in a bowl.
And that Care Bear jar is so fucking creepy looking, man.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're going back and forth with the Secret Santa thing, and Penny gets a very lavish gift worth about $20,000, and then Uncle Curtis, he's like, hey, I thought this thing had a $300 limit. What the fuck's going on? So she got a whole trip to Europe and hotel fees and tickets to shows because when she was younger, she was supposed to go to Europe and got sick because she was poisoned. She's allergic to turkey. And April let that happen and probably felt bad for it for years. And so
allergic to turkey that her mom's actively trying to feed her right now.
Oh yeah, because that's bullshit. You're not really allergic to turkey. Somebody filled your head. This is great turkey. You might be allergic to bullshit turkey, but this is a good turkey. You eat this.
Just like it's bullshit, you're not an alcoholic.
Right, yeah. Yeah, because the mother can't fathom that there's things wrong with her kids. Like when it comes out that Kyle's gay, so we got a gay kid, we got an alcoholic kid, we got a fat kid, none of these things fit into her perfect world. So she's in extreme denial of it. So they're going back and forth, and then it's revealed that that the dad, Leonard, was fucking the sister, Pat Destro's character, Carol, and then he paid for tits for her and tits for Shari and this whole thing. And they're like, oh, but you're fucking my son. And she's actually, because the oldest son is her stepson, who, judging by the ages of the kids, had to have been around the mom since he was 2 or 3 years old. Because let's give him 5 years older than April or Penny, whichever one's the oldest, at the most, right? So he had to be 5 when he's introduced to Deborah Sullivan's character, which is kind of fucking weird,
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, like my boys have been around my wife since they were 10 and 7. Like for them to see her, that'd just be fucking weird. That's mom, at that point. So, so then everybody's complaining about being hot because of of course, the poison that's in the punch. And
that was one thing too. As more and more characters would be like, "Oh, is it hot in here? Is it hot in here?" I was hoping for a payoff of that, and we got it at least. So it just turns out it was a side effect of the sodium pentothal.
Yeah, which there were many side effects, which we'll get into.
One of many.
One of many. So the dad, he's freaking out, and then the brother Curtis, he's like, don't talk to my sister like that, and he stabs this motherfucker in his fucking throat with a fork, and then this is when just chaos starts. The movie is fucked up until this point, but this is just borderline fucking Texas Chainsaw level violence and craziness, which was fucking beautiful. It was, again, great special effects, practical effects, no CGI because fuck that shit. And so he's bleeding all over the place. They rush him. They're holding him down. Nobody knows what's going on. It's just, this is fucked up even for them, which is crazy. And Penny is trying to look out for her dad the whole time. When he went to grab the punch, she took it from him because obviously she knows she poisoned it, but he eventually got some of it anyway. And she's got a knife to Jackson's girl's throat to get off my dad, let him out of here. Before that, she dumps the punch on the phones to make sure nobody can call the police on her dad to look out for her dad, which is cool. It's cool that she's doing that for him, So he's being held down. Jackson's like, get the knife away from the girl's throat, which it was surprised me that he even gave a fuck about the hooker he brought. So they eventually, Jackson gets up. He gets sliced in his chest. They're fighting. Dad gets knocked out. Jackson gets knocked out. Curtis dead. Curtis is gone. No more Curtis.
Yeah.
So they decide to put all of them into the room that we initially seen with the Care Bear. And the door locks from the outside. The creepy Care Bear, absolutely.
Creepy ass altogether.
The door locks from the outside.
Yeah.
And which is weird, but they were like, oh yeah, that's so the kids can't get out when we're like they were also, it's like, this isn't normal, Like, no, it's not normal to lock your kids away in a bedroom. So the adults, that was just a way to explain how they couldn't just unlock the door and get the hell out. But it also made sense with this fucked up family that they would have a door like that in the house. And so they decide that they're going to go to the neighbors to see Kayla says the Care Bear was cute. So they decided to go to the neighbors to call the police. And I think by this point they tied up Penny because she's just really freaking out. And she's just hindering all the process here. And so they send the hooker, April, and Ty out to try to find help. They needed car keys, but the car keys were inside the room in the Care Bear because they convinced Penny to tell them that, but they can't get in. Jackson and Dad used the Care Bear to break out the window, and it's a second floor window, I imagine.
Yeah.
And the keys are everywhere, so nobody can find the keys. They get out of the fucking thing. They're out into the woods. So they're worried about them going to go find help because now Jackson and his dad's crazy ass are out there too. So they eventually make it over to the neighbor's house, and the neighbors hate them because why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they hate them?
Pretty much everybody who knows his family probably hates them.
Yeah, probably wants nothing to do with
Rightfully so.
Oh yeah, because they're horrible, horrible people, man. So they're talking to them, trying to convince them to use the phone. Everybody's screaming, yelling. Oh, on the way there though, Ty realizes that since they've probably been poisoned, since he's a lawyer, he could use that to defend their father. Right. And then he reveals his whole goal of even fucking with this broad was that he wanted to marry her so he can get in close to the dad and make lots and lots of money working for the dad's pharmaceutical company as their representation. So she was being used, and of course, since he has the the truth serum in him, he's telling the absolute truth, and she doesn't know that. That's why she just probably thinks like this guy's just coming out with it because he hasn't figured out this is truth serum yet.
Right.
But nevertheless, he's like, yeah, you think I'd really want some girl, the alcoholic bitch with mommy and daddy issues? Like, no. There's a plan here. So they're going back and forth, and then Jackson shows up and kills the neighbor, kills the other neighbor, and I think shortly after this, Ty gets done in by getting his head cut off.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, by the shovel that got these guys. There's a little Friday the 13th trivia about the head getting cut off. Do you know about that?
No.
Do you remember in Jason Goes to Hell when Kip Marcus, Adam Marcus's brother, gets his head chopped off?
Yeah.
That's the head.
Oh.
He had Bob Kurtzman retooled it a little bit to make it look more like Ty. And
so that's the same severed head?
Prosthetic? What's that? That's the same exact severed head, yeah. Cool. Adam had it, and I guess, again, the $38,000 budget, a severed head, it's thousands, man.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Hell yeah, buddy. Well, Adam Marcus is a little bit of a hippie, so, So, again, to keep costs down, they did that. And I think it's cool as shit. I want to get one of those. I want a prosthetic head that's been used in a movie. I don't know how I'm going to acquire one, but I want one. Preferably a Friday the 13th movie, but I will settle for a Nightmare on Elm Street prosthetic head or any number of horror movies prosthetic heads. I want a prosthetic head.
Is the most famous.
Ron Sloan's is pretty good. I got to hold that one. That was cool. Yeah. I think the most famous one is probably Mrs. Voorhees.
Well, of course, but
I bet you that's destroyed.
Yeah, there's no way. No, if somebody had that, we'd know about it.
Hundreds of thousands.
Oh,
probably. Easy. If Kane's mask from Seven sold for $150,000, I mean, come on.
Did it really?
I think it was $150,000. Brian, if he's still here, he might know the exact number. It just sold a couple weeks ago.
That's crazy to me, man. Because as much as I love the look of Jason altogether,
that's the worst part of it, right?
It's one of my least favorite hockey masks.
Yep, it's the worst part of the look.
Yeah,
I mean it's the best overall look, but that hockey mask is the worst.
Yeah,
and even the chevron looks like it was just drawn with marker real quick.
Yeah, it's crooked.
It's not even a perfect triangle.
No,
but I digress, which I'm good at. We're 38 minutes in. Your phone is still holding up. This is good. Ryan's phone is dying. So if he cuts out of here, I will just finish this myself.
Well, I got the 20% message a couple minutes ago. If it gets down to the 10 one, I'll let you know.
Okay, we'll do that, and then we'll get the information I need from you at that point if we get to that.
Yeah.
All right. So, just look down at my notes. Freddie John James, who was one of the caterers. He was not the gay caterer. The other one?
No, yeah.
He was
the lead caterer.
He was a stunt coordinator in many movies. Damn, that's one more thing I wanted to ask Adam. Adam, if you're still on, did the girls do their own stunts in the fight scenes? Did they really do that? Your wife and Pat Destro in their fight scene. That'd be so awesome if they did. If they didn't, I get it. But if they did, that is fucking amazing. So if you're still on, let me know. He says yes. Right on. Great. I texted him some of the questions I had just in case he couldn't get on, and that was one of the ones everyone did all their own stunts. Nice. But Freddie John James was just his credits made me laugh my ass off. He did stunts in Shazam and Black Lightning and big shit like that. But he also did Amityville in the Hood and Santa, Pimps, and Hoes. And I have to see these movies. Yes.
Is that
Amityville is public domain, so anybody can make an Amityville movie.
Yeah.
And boy, have they. I think there's something like 28 sequels.
And they've made them in the Hood.
Okay. They made Amityville in the fucking Hood, dude.
East 72nd and St. Clair?
East 72nd and St. Clair. And Santa, Pimps, and Hoes. That's got to be Christmas. If this ain't Christmas movie of the year, what we're watching, that might be. So I'm going to have to get it.
Santa, Pimps, and Hoes sounds more like a Christmas porno.
I don't know, but I am definitely going to find it. And I'm going to see it. 180 stunts all done by the cast except for the fall at the end. Oh, and there down goes the elf. 180 stunts, all done by the cast except for the fall at the end that was done by a skeleton screw actress and stunt woman. I remember seeing that in the documentary.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now you mention it.
That was a pretty far fall. So.
Yeah. that was great because that fight scene with Deborah and Pat was just something else, which I'm sure we'll circle back to when we get back to that. So we got Jackson stalking around like he's got the stone cold walk. Did you pick up on that?
A little bit.
Yeah, he totally had the stone cold swagger going, and this guy was something else. He was great, great villain, like just awesome. And at this point, I think is where he tells April that her fiance is not going to be a virgin on their wedding night, and he had promised him earlier that he would skull fuck him. And well, Jackson's a man of his word, if nothing else.
I'll give him that.
Hey, Ricky's watching this, and like I usually censor the sex scenes. Like I'll let you watch bitches get cut up and crazy and all that, you know. But sex and especially rapey scenes, which you know, I don't usually let him watch. I usually try to, but it was on. I get the thing, you know. So he's watching. He goes, "I hope he's not going to do with that head what I think he's going to." Oh my God, he fucking did. He didn't say fucking, but. It wouldn't surprise you if he did, but he didn't. He's like, I hope he's not going to do with that hip. Oh, he did. He definitely did. So that was a whole thing. Like, how does he know what that is? I don't know. 8-year-olds, dude. So by this time, I think Kyle's boyfriend dies. Tildy. You had a dog named Tildy, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, I remember that. Petra Ariskok, she was another one of the caterers.
Yeah, her name was Tildy. She was good.
Yeah, she was pretty cool. She had some good lines.
Yeah.
The every boy needs some BBC line. Oh man, which revealed him being gay, which I totally skipped over.
Oh, we're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, so they had that going on, and boyfriend gets killed by I skipped over a lot. Hold on. There's somebody commented something. I know because I saw every Jason movie with sussy stuff. I guess sussy stuff is suspect stuff is sex scenes. Yeah, but nothing like that. Nobody got skull fucked in a Jason movie. But I digress. I wonder what Kip Marcus thought about that, by the way. That was his head. So that had to be a jab at your little brother. So we go back to the house because I skipped over a whole bunch of things there. That giant, great, fabulous fight between Deborah Sullivan and Pat Destro happened before the boyfriend gets killed.
Well, part of it does. Then that happens, and then we cut back to it.
Okay, so the boyfriend gets killed, then the fight. So I was in order. Okay,
well, no, cool. They fight, and it goes away, and then it comes back. Yeah, it cuts away and back.
So yeah, again, we get that great fight. It looks like Deborah Sullivan's character Shari's dead. Mm-hmm. Pat Destro goes to leave. Before that, though, she offered $10,000 to anybody that could find some keys to get her the hell out of there.
Yep.
And then that's when we found out about Kyle being gay. Hey, what's up? Hold on for 1 second. I'm not going to be available for like a half hour, so Right. So that's when we find out that Kyle's character is gay, and then we get the fight scene. Shari dies. Then we have where the boyfriend gets killed in the car, and then we have Tildy's listening to his rap music, and then that's when Freddie John James comes, the other caterer, and he gets killed by Pat Destro.
Yeah,
who makes a comment about the help never announces when dinner's served, which I don't know if that's a thing because we never announce when dinner's served. Food's on the fucking table. Eat, don't eat. I don't care.
Pretty much.
So she Tildy stabs Pat Destro with keys, kills her, because that's my friend. You're not my friend. Takes him out. So everybody's dropping like flies, at this point. So what's left is Jackson's floating around somewhere. Dad died. I don't remember how.
Probably burned up from the inside, like the caterer ended up doing.
Which happened to Tildy.
Yeah.
We're back in the house. Mom's back alive. Kyle's there. They're all figuring out what happened. We come to find out that the girl with the giant fake tits, we're not born with those. That she used to be a guy, which I had a feeling all along. And this is something that Adam Marcus likes to do in his movies anyway, is to create some uncomfortable situations, basically to make homophobes uncomfortable, which they should be. They should be uncomfortable. And like he says, the horror community is all inclusive and it's for everybody. And that's just the best part about this community. That is, it's color, creed, religion, sex, doesn't matter here. And so she's transsexual. And but of course, Jackson even likes it even more when he finds it out, because this guy's a fucking freak. And so he's doing his thing. Like, he starts fighting with his girlfriend. They die somehow. I don't remember how. Then we're left with Kyle, Penny. Oh, before that, Kyle's telling him, like, what are you guys doing? I love all of you. And like, this is crazy. And, he does, because, he's just been kind of beaten down all the time. And, just kind of pushed to the side and sheltered. And like, he just, I don't know how to explain what I'm saying, but, he does love everybody. And they know he's really telling the truth because of the medicine that everybody's got. So she's shocked. Penny's shocked about that. They figure out that she poisoned everybody. Get the medicine, see what was in her purse. And when he's going to the "I love you" thing, that's when Jackson comes in and says, "I love you too, bro," and it's gonna make me want to kill you more, because I don't know, that dude's just crazy. So, and I got a feeling he's not much crazier now than he was before. He was always a little, maybe homicidal. So yeah, again, so we'll fast forward to where I was a minute ago. He's dead. Everybody's dead. Mom's alive. Mom dies somehow. That really upsets Kyle. Penny's freed. She gets infected because doesn't somebody throw up blood in her mouth? I think that's how she got infected.
Yeah.
And Kyle finally turns all the way, like, and kind of got little elements of a zombie movie in this, with the infections.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, and with people turning, and once they hit that blister level and everything, it's just over. They're not coming back. They're going to do like the caterer and just ultimately die. So we got that. And so we're down to Penny and April. And Penny is subdued some way. I don't really remember how. April thinks everything's over. Of course, in every horror movie, you got that last ditch thing. April comes out. April ends up going, well, she gets her finger bit off, and then she gets thrown over the edge of the building, which shows you how high it was for the keys earlier and why it was so hard to find them at night and with that much of a drop and with a tree there.
And into the snow. Where you
into the snow and then the trees, too hard to find. So she somehow makes it down the mountain, and a family is cruising up the mountain, almost hits her, and she is just going batshit crazy. She's, I don't know. And it kind of reminded me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Sally. And just like at the end, who wouldn't be fucked up?
Yeah.
But I confirmed with Adam that she was indeed infected from biting the finger, and that's why she bit the person's face. And scene. Movie's over. Yeah. All right. So I am going to let you do your 5 things, and then we'll grade this thing.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I'll start like I normally do with my top. My top 5 favorite things about Secret Santa. Number 5, the whole sodium pentothal angle. the plot device around that I thought was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You could have gone a million ways with it. You went that way where, you know, it was used and everybody OD'd on it. You know, that went another way with it than maybe I would have. But
yeah.
But just the fact that that was like a big plot element is something I'd never really seen before. So I enjoyed that.
Right on.
Number 4 was Drew Lynch, a.k.a. Kyle, his whole coming out speech. It was absolutely hilarious, and it was actually kind of touching, too.
I felt the same way.
I really liked that. And that's why I wanted to name the actor Drew Lynch again. I kind of got into this earlier, but we got sidetracked.
Yeah.
I knew who he was because I was a big Howard Stern fan back in the day, and Howard Stern was a host on AGT while he was on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he used to talk about it on the radio. I didn't really watch AGT, but I'd listen to Howard talking about how they have a stuttering comic.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was familiar with who he was.
Okay, cool. I did not know that.
Number 3 would be April's backstory about someone in recovery. And this is just like a personal thing to me.
Yeah, and that's great. You know, movies are supposed to affect you personally. If they do, then they did something.
Yeah, I appreciated the angle, but I'll touch more on that. Just the fact that was a piece of her, I appreciate it, but something about that's going to make the other list too. Spoiler.
Okay.
My number 2 favorite thing about this was Deborah Sullivan.
She was great. And she was my favorite actress in this. I thought she was fucking amazing.
Drew Lynch, the actress who played Carol, name slipping me now.
Pat Destro.
Yeah, we're both very good. Deborah Sullivan was even better. She stood out the most to me in this, my opinion. She's my number 2 favorite thing. She played up that just overly, I need to control. I need to have power and control.
Yeah.
You know, like she played that perfectly. So, because we've all met people like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, it just, you know, my job, I won't get into it too much. I deal with some very entitled customers, and she seems like somebody I would deal with at work. So, yeah, definitely thought she knocked that one out of the park. And my number 1 favorite thing that I did like about this was actually the opening credit sequence.
Oh, I like that too.
Yeah.
Where it showed the names and was jumping into like, I thought you would dig that.
Yeah, I really like that. And, you know, I'm actually kind of glad you didn't bring it up so we could talk about it now. That was actually my favorite thing.
Right on. All right. Where's the 5 bad things?
Oh, boy. All right. The 5 things I didn't like about this film, top 5 or bottom 5 as you want to put it. Number 5 would be the false finish / extra ending. I didn't think it was necessary.
No. Okay.
I think the shot going upward from her passing out, I don't think the film would have suffered anymore if that was just the last shot of the movie. Just, again, my opinion. It just seemed like a false finish was put in there to have a false finish.
Okay.
Like, you know, like Dusty Rhodes put the ending. My number 4 least favorite thing were, other than a couple of the practical effects, I did enjoy a couple of them. Some of them, and I know we're kind of going for a comedy angle in this, I thought some of them were too far over the top, or they were just goofy.
I really liked the reuse of the head thing, and that was probably just because of what it was. I really liked the eyeball for the one caterer.
Oh,
that was gross.
That was cool.
Yeah, there were some things I really liked, and you know, there were some things, you know, maybe not so much, but I think as a whole, I give the special effects team an A. I really do.
Okay. My number 3 least favorite thing about this, I don't know if this is because you let me borrow your Blu-ray copy.
Yes.
To watch, and that's what I watched it on. I thought the audio overall, the mastering was very poor. the menu, when I popped this thing in, it was loud, busting out of the speakers. But then I went to play the movie, and it's like, man, I had to turn the volume all the way up to like hear it. The audio, it might be a bad copy. I don't know. But
I don't remember if I had to do anything like that. Anyway, my TV sucks. I got to turn it almost all the way up, no matter what I'm watching.
Well, we played. Like I said, the menu was perfect. But as soon as I hit play, it was just like somebody turned it all the way down. And
next time I watch it, I'm going to check that out and see if I notice.
Yeah, and again, that could be independent of this copy. It could be a bad copy. Audio-wise, I don't know. But yeah, it was kind of annoying going back. Like my girlfriend watched it with me, and she's just like, "Can we turn the subtitles on? I can't fucking hear anything." And some parts, you know. Number 2, and I know you're going to disagree with me on this one, was the character of Jackson. I thought he was way too obnoxious. And that's the point, like, oh, I don't like him because he's a good actor and doing his job right. No, not like a wrestling heel where you don't like them because they're doing their job. No, I just thought the character was way too obnoxious.
Yeah, I did like him. I really did. He wasn't as good as Deborah, but he was good. He wasn't as good as Kyle. When I said that the 3 that I was referring to, he was one of the 3, but he was the 3rd.
He's
in my opinion.
Looks wise, I thought I recognized him. He looked like the guy that played Sergey from that Delocated show, but it wasn't him. He looks like he looks a lot like him.
The only things I seen him in were voice acting gigs, like either in video games, anime, all that. I hadn't seen him in anything that was like where you would recognize him. And even in Hatchet 2, he played the skinless version of Tony Todd. You would have never knew it was him.
No.
So
so he did look a lot like an actor that I'm familiar with, but it turned out it wasn't him.
Okay,
this guy's a little bit younger than that guy too, though. So
So we got number 1. The number 1 thing you disliked about the film.
Yeah, my number 1 least favorite thing is ties into one of my favorite things. It's the lack of payoff for April's backstory as a recovering alcoholic. It just seems like that was thrown in there just for an excuse to not get her to drink. Whereas I think you could have gone a million other ways with that.
Okay.
She could have been pregnant. That's why she's not drinking. They could have been trying for a baby. That's why she's not drinking. It just seemed like it was just used as a cheap plot device. And that's a heavy, heavy subject for me.
I understand that.
Right.
I understand that.
So that was, I didn't care for that because there's really no payoff. And it's just like, why are you an alcoholic? And it was like a throwaway line. It just makes me an asshole.
Yeah, because her mom could have been just as pissed at her for being pregnant as she could for being the alcoholic. Sure. So that would have still worked.
Right. And it's just like, oh, well, then a baby died.
Like, you're such a disappointment that you keep your legs closed and, blah, blah, blah. You could have had the same back and forth.
People like, no, a pregnant girl can't die at the end, though. Like, dude, somebody skull fucked a severed head in this movie. Do you really care if
all bets are off, baby?
Right. So, that's just one way that, you can make her not drink, So it just felt like that was thrown in as the only reason why she didn't drink. So to me, I didn't care for that.
Mm-hmm. So. Okay. So I guess we're at the point of grades. If anybody in the comments wants to leave, Rosalie was here. She's the one that made my little dolls, the little baby dolls. She made me. I'll have to show it to you. I got to pick it up from her. The whole movie is predicated on her being an alcoholic. She's trying to make amends to her sister, and the amends part is part of the 12 steps, as you know. That's why the movie is called Secret Santa.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I understand the steps. It just, like I said, just for me, it might not play that way to someone else, but just to me, it just felt like it was just thrown in. Even though he's saying it wasn't, just to me, I didn't get that vibe.
Well, Ricky gave it a B+. Any other people want to leave their grade, do that, because we're going to do the grades, and then we'll wrap this thing up. It's been almost an hour. What was your grade?
Me?
Yes. Hey, wait, before we watch this, I guaranteed you'd like it better than Jason Goes to Hell. Did that work?
Yes.
Was I right about that?
Yes.
All right. So we at least got that going for us.
Yeah. Well,
so what did you give this movie?
My final grade for this overall.
And this guy is a much harsher critic than me.
I am. I've only given anything I haven't even given an A yet, period. So it's anyone on anything.
Friday Part 1 didn't get an A- from you? B+. No. Okay, so nobody's gotten an A. All right.
Hellraiser got in 1987 got an A-.
Okay, there it is.
And I graded that one higher than you did.
Yeah.
That's the only one I have.
Yeah.
This one though, Secret Santa 2018, D+.
D+. Oh, not even a C.
No.
All right. So I laughed my ass off the whole time. I thought the kills were great. The actors were great. The I don't know, man. I give it a B-. I'm gonna go B-. Ricky, I'm not as high on it as Ricky. Ricky gave it a B+.
You're saying this is as good as Evil Dead Rise?
Oh yeah, easily.
Crazy.
For the same reasons. Oh my God, for the same reasons.
Because that's one we reviewed that you graded in that neighborhood. That's why I bring that up.
Yeah, no, for all the same reasons.
General.
I love the special effects, although they use a lot of crappy CGI in Evil Dead Rise. The comedic lines is not as funny as this, but where this one's funnier, that one's more dramatic. Yeah. I think it's the Christmas version of Evil Dead Rise. It's a zombie movie too.
Well, with Evil Dead Rise, that I gave that a flat C, which is like the dead center.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's actually going to be a good barometer for me going forward. It's just like, did I like this film better than that or not?
Yeah. Well, I liked it right about the same. I'll definitely watch it again. I definitely enjoyed watching it. It's a great popcorn movie. It takes an hour and a half of your time. You'll laugh. I guarantee you'll laugh. I don't think anybody's going to watch it and not laugh at least once.
I will say I really, really, really enjoyed the first act of this film, though. And that's
right on.
Yeah, I really like the first act, getting to know everyone the best. So I really did like that. And I've actually noticed that with a lot of films, and it's not just Adam, it's not him.
Liam gave it a 5, and we grade it on a scale of letters, Liam.
Yeah,
what is 5? Keep up with the program here, buddy. No, I'm just kidding.
5's
so
like D-.
I don't know if he's doing like a scale of 1 to 10 or a 5-star thing like old Dave Meltzer.
Well, yeah, that's a whole other story. If you're doing like 5 out of 10, that's like a C- because So yeah, that's not far from the ballpark where I'm at. So
yeah, well there it is. Well, that was 2018. His phone's dying. I got people here somewhere that weren't supposed to be here right now, but here they are. And so I'm going to wrap this thing up. I want to thank everybody that joined us in the comments, especially Adam Marcus and Deborah Sullivan, who took the time to watch with us and comment and on the page. And again, thanks for a great movie. Thanks for your time. Thank you to everybody that came in and watched and for joined us for the discussion. We'll see you back next week. What are we doing next week? You got any ideas?
I got a couple, but we'll talk.
We'll talk, and I'll post it because we don't have anything official right now. We have 2 more Friday the 13th to review in the odd numbers. Mm-hmm. So there's 3 and 9 there.
Yeah.
Shortly, we're going to be doing a couple John Carpenter movies because they're going to be back in the theaters. They Live and Christine, and I love seeing old horror. I love seeing old movies in the theater, and I love seeing movies in the theater, even though I've seen them 100 times. So we're going to go and do that. That's in about a month. We'll figure it out. But
They Live is one of the 3 for me in that thing that we're going to do, so we should probably wait, and that would be a good time to kick that off then.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that, and we'll discuss that a little more to figure out how we're going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good, man. So anything else for you?
There goes the neighborhood.
All right. Thanks, brother.